Hello, welcome to On This Day in Brattleboro Vermont's history. I'm your host, Bob Cornelier. Today's topic will be the Brooks House Fire, April 17, 2011. The video used in this presentation is courtesy of Brattleboro Community TV and the Brattleboro Reformer. Just before 9 p.m. on Sunday, April 17, 2011, a 5-alarm fire began to ravage the historic 59-unit apartment building on Main Street that also housed several businesses. Firefighters from 27 departments from around the region responded. Upon arrival, there were still occupants in the building's 59 residential units. Firefighters worked tirelessly for over half an hour to ensure everyone got out safely, forcing entry into several apartments to conduct searches while others worked to cut off the fire. The operation switched to working from ladder trucks when it was deemed too dangerous to be inside. At 11 p.m., flames could be seen shooting out of the roof of the building from the Harmony parking lot. On Main Street, thick white smoke rolled down the sidewalks. Firefighters were able to keep the blaze from spreading to other buildings on the block. Numerous renovations contributed to the difficulty firefighters faced. A 5-foot void between the ceiling and the roof deck was not covered by the sprinkler system and allowed the fire to spread rapidly. Crews began getting the fire under control around 2 a.m. 150 firefighters and 2 million gallons of water were required to extinguish the fire. It was one of the largest mutual aid responses in the area in recent history, said Brattleboro Fire Chief Michael Bukasi.
The Brattleboro firefighters worked very hard, and there was a tremendous mutual aid response from all over the area, which helped to contain this fire to the one building that it was held in.
And any problems fighting the fire?
Basically, it's an old building. The fire got up above the top floor ceiling, between the ceilings and the roof deck, and it was just very hard to dig out and hard to get at.
And we're talking mostly the damage mostly to the 3rd and 4th floors, and then water below?
Fire damage to the 4th and the 5th floors, and extensive smoke and water damage to everything underneath that.
So the fire originated somewhere on the 4th floor, then? Is that fair to say?
At this point, it appears that way, yes.
Okay.
In the morning, Bob Stevens entered the smoldering cell to evaluate the structure. Everything was so wet, the building was literally weeping, Stevens said. I will never forget the night of the Brooks House fire, then town manager Barb Sondag told the Brattleboro Reformer. I'm not sure the heroism of the firefighters can ever be fully appreciated. They saved the downtown that night. April 19, 2011, crews from Renard Brothers, Inc. began removing the 5th-story collapsed roof, working their way down to the floor of the penthouse. Bob Stevens, local attorney Greg Miskovich, and Peter and Drew Richards and Ben Taggart of the Southern Vermont Insurance and Financial Services firm Richards Group teamed up to form Masabi LLC. Masabi LLC purchased the building from Jonathan Chase, who didn't have the finances to rebuild. The group, through financing and help from government agencies, raised $25 million to purchase and rebuild the iconic Main Street building. October 24th, the restored building was opened to the public. It featured 23 apartments and an educational center for the Community College of Vermont and Vermont Technical College. The Brooks Hotel was built in 1871 after the Great Fire of 1869, when the buildings from Elliott Street to High Street were consumed by fire. The hotel had such guests as U.S. President Rutherford B. Hayes and British writer Rudyard Kipling. The building was renovated in the early 1970s into a business and apartment building. At the time of the fire, the 5-story building was fully occupied. This is your host, Bob Cornelier. Thank you for watching this episode of This Day in Brattleboro Vermont History. Video courtesy of Brattleboro Community TV and the Brattleboro Reformer. The Brattleboro Historical Society is located on the 3rd floor municipal building, Suite 301. Hours are Thursdays 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays 10 a.m. to 12 noon. The Brattleboro Historical Society has a Facebook page, and you can visit the website at bhs802.org.